Loving literature, love from the grand universe. It is just that, love from the grand universe. This story is titled Perception. As I stand and gaze at the vastness, I understand that I am perceiving the world from the point of which I stand. I watch the dots in the sky that are planes filled with one's traveling, and I know they see the world from a much different perspective than I, and it fascinates me that I can acknowledge them and they would not have the means to acknowledge me. A different viewpoint, a different opinion. For isn't it grand when others agree and house the same opinions? It is when there is conflict that the world is viewed in different perspectives, one thinking what they view is truth, and the other thinking the same. I stand this day with an open heart, a heart that has become tender as others share their different viewpoints, and I remind myself that where I stand, perhaps they cannot see. For where I stand, the light is shining brightly, and I must allow space for the other to have different opinions and perspectives. And I have learned to welcome diversity into my world, for it does fascinate me that as we travel, we each have different views of the scenery. Each step, a step to be aware, to be respectful of others, to show that a different perspective on where one stands along their journey can open a space of learning, of compassion, of grace. For to allow another to hold a viewpoint different than the one you hold is a gift to the other and to yourself. For who are we to pass judgment on the journeys walked, the roads traveled? For it is true we don't walk in the other's footsteps. And isn't it grand that views and perceptions change in time? For when one walks up a steep hill, one discovers a much different scenery than at the bottom of the hill. The knowing that each walks their journey, experiences along the way, creates and changes views and opinions, for the scenery is always changing. Today, as I stand, I will gently remind myself that each soul is viewing the world from where they stand, past journeys traveled. I will gently remind myself that ones that express harsh opinions have discovered that experience along their journey. One foot in front of the other, where are you along your pathway? And if one could look down to see the journey from the vastness of the sky, one would know deep within where we started and where the road extends to. For a different perspective from high above will always shine light along the travel. Judgment would fall away, for perhaps one could see where the other has experienced. We are all love underneath human experience. We are love underneath deep judgment of others. It is when one discovers to let go of judgment, one can play among the vastness, in the clouds, soaking in the sun, for being free of judgment is freedom. We are love underneath layers of human experience. Read by the author, in oneness with divine creation. We are complete.